episode 88, All the Everything podcast. I'm Billy. That's Tim.
Welcome to the show, to everybody, and welcome to our summer short series where we bring you a little tidbit of this, that, and the other. You never know what's coming at you. But I do know we've got something really fun for you guys to hear today. So let's get into it. Well, there ain't nothing to it but to do it. Are you ready, my friend?
You better believe it. Let's get into all the everything, y'all.
All the everything. 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 Podcast! Welcome to the madness.
Well, welcome back to yet another amazing episode of All the Everything podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Tim Sawhook, and I'm joined by my best friend, Billy P. Archman. What up, Parchman? How you doing?
Did you say Billy P. Parchman?
No, P. Archman.
P. Archman. Ah, I blew that, huh?
Yeah, you really blew it up. I thought I
was
said
like, my
really
middle name
cool.
doesn't start with P. It's a W.
Billy P. Archman. That's right. Well, welcome to the show today, Billy.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
man.
you. We are a little loopy. This is a back-to-back recording day. Thus, we're wearing the same things that we had in last episode.
That's right.
It's still
We don't have anything clean.
Day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still Stitch Day every day.
Yeah, still Stitch
here
Day.
At all the Everything podcast. Welcome to the madness, as the song says.
That's 100% true. That's what this show is about.
Complete insanity.
That's
right.
That's right.
Billy, what are we talking about today? We teased it last week, but what are we getting into?
Did. Oh, I'm super excited. Well, for weeks and weeks and weeks, months, we talked about, me going to Alaska. And then Tim had a very special celebration to celebrate. And his lovely wife picked a certain trip that she wanted to go on.
Yeah.
And so it was pretty adventurous, you could say.
Yes.
And amazing.
I see what you did there, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And so, we wanted today just to kind of dive in to these epic trips that we both got to experience. And we decided, this episode deserved, nay, required its own episode.
I like when Billy says nay, and then really goes for it. So, nay, what are we going to start off with? You want to talk about your trip?
I can, yeah. I'll dive right in since we've been, hyping up Alaska for forever.
Every episode I would always tease him like, Billy is still not gone to Alaska yet.
Not. Finally went
6 episodes on.
Finally went. But yeah, okay. So
tell us about it.
I'm a professional traveler. That is my job. Yeah. And I will say that this episode is sponsored by Exclusive Travel Partners, your trusted travel agency. And if you want to travel the world, just give us a call. We are your people. We can get you there. So that is our exclusive sponsor of today's show. So
and you can check us out at exclusivetravelpartners.com, where you can go on there and select an agent to work with, such as our one and only Billy. He can plan your vacation, guys. He's been doing it for 10 years, so
that's right.
He's got some skills like a ninja. He's a travel ninja.
That's right. I do have the skills that pay the bills. But even with that, as a professional traveler and travel agent, vacations are not perfect. Things happen. No. You have to kind of go with the flow of things. And our trip did kind of start off a little rocky. And that's more so, the night before, we decided we wanted to fly out of Nashville. Nashville is, 3.5 hours away. It's not terrible. It's not a terrible drive. And so the girls had Chloe, I think, had her dance recital that day before. And so we did her dance recital and then immediately came home, changed, and hit the road up to Nashville, where we met Michelle's mom, my mother-in-law, the girl's grandma. She had already checked into the hotel. She checked in both rooms. We were staying at the Hampton Inn at the airport in Nashville. So just right there, right by the airport.
Right.
So that way, because we had a really early flight the next morning, and so so we go, and I put in Hampton Inn, Nashville Airport into my GPS, and I go to this hotel, and we unload the van and got all our suitcases, bringing that in, and of course it's a huge hill up the
Of course
parking
it is.
lot. And so I get the girls in, and it's 11 o'clock at night, since we had to leave so late because of the dance recital. And so she gave us her room number because she had our keys. So we didn't go to the front desk to check in. We went straight to the room, and we knock on the door, and nobody comes to the door. And we're like, did she fall asleep? What is going on? Did she fall asleep? And so knock on it again. I can hear the TV, and then we hear a guy's voice. And my father-in-law didn't go on this trip.
Okay.
And he's like, what the heck? And I was like, oh gosh, what is going on? There are two Hampton Inns at the airport. We went to the wrong one, and we knocked on this poor dude's room. We had just talked about this kind of scenario happened like the week before on the podcast. It was so weird. It was so weird. Like it literally had just came out like that day or that Thursday before. And so we were like, oh my God, this happened. So that's how it started off. And then you get the text that you kind of dread. Oh, your flight's been delayed an hour. It's kind of like it was such an early flight, and it's an international flight, and I like getting there 3 hours early. Like that's just like, and so I was like, but I've also heard horror stories like if your flight's been delayed where people have waited for the delayed thing and they've changed the flight back to the normal time. And so I was like, do we just still wake up super early and just go? And I was like, yes, I won't sleep otherwise because I'll be thinking about it the whole night. So we're like, we're just going to get up. And I'm glad I did because, I was having a hard time checking into my flight online. We were flying. We booked through United. Yeah. And they got the email saying that, they partnered with Air Canada because we were going to Vancouver. And so it could not check me in. And I was on the phone for hours, and they're like, it was an issue because they had changed the flight by 5 minutes. And so their computers were not talking, but they're like, we fixed it. I'm like, okay, good. So I shouldn't have any problems when I go check in. Nope, everything's fixed. And so I go to United to check in, and they're like, oh no, you need to go to Air Canada to check in. And I was like, oh, okay. So we walked down to the Air Canada side, and they were like, no, you have to go to United. I'm like, hold up. No, I'm not going back and forth here. They said that they've sold, here's my, and they're like, nope, we don't have it. So I go back to United, and I'm like, and she's like, no, they have to do it. I'm like, nope, I'm not leaving here. This is where I'm at. They've sent me back. I've been back and forth. I'm not going back and forth again. Y'all need to figure this out. And so the United agent, went and ran down to them with her. Like she got all the information and was like, see, this is where we sent it over to you all. And so they're on the phone, and we're literally we're maybe 75 yards away, just watching them talk on, she's on the other side of the counter talking to a group of the Air Canada people. And so finally she comes running back and forth, and they got it all situated. They got their computers to talk to each other, and we finally got through and flew. Once we got through that, we flew to Vancouver, and I absolutely loved that city. It reminded me a lot of Denver, but being a port city in another country. We went and had, they recommended this restaurant. We went and had lunch, and man, it was like a brewery. They made their own beers, and they had pizza, and they had poutine, the French fries with the gravy and the cheese, and
so good.
All this. Oh my gosh, we were stuffed. We even went back on our after we got back into town after the cruise. It was so good.
Okay.
Yeah, we went back to the same restaurant. Okay. It was delicious. It was delicious. But the next day we woke up, and we got some Tim we had to go get some Tim Hortons because that's
yeah.
if you're in Canada, it's just basically their version of Krispy Kreme. But we went and got breakfast at Tim Hortons, and then it was time to get on the Disney Wonder, and we had, kind of going through all the Disney ships. We've been on every single one of them except for the Disney Wonder, and we haven't been on the Disney Destiny, the newest U.S. ship, and then the Disney Adventure. Haven't been on those two yet, but we crossed off a new. We've been on the Magic. Now we've been on the Wonder, the Fantasy, the Dream, the Treasure, the Wish. We've been on all of those, and so we got to mark off a new boat. This is this was their second ship in ever. This came out, so it's one of their older ships, but
1998.
They take such good care of it.
To jump in, the Wonder is the only ship we have not done.
Oh, have you been on the Adventure?
No. We have to explain the Adventures in Singapore.
I was about to say, I didn't think
easily accessible.
that one is like in its own little category, but like from the basic U.S. port like ships and stuff like that. But the Wonder, and so we got and Chloe's favorite ship that we've ever been on was the Magic, and so this is kind of a carbon copy of that a little bit, just theming's different. And so we got on the boat, we get through customs and we got on, and we're super excited. We do the sail away party. They do it a little bit later because they have to be out of the city before they can have the noise, because of noise ordinances and stuff. And so they do the sail away party a little bit later. But before that, you do your muster drills and all this other stuff that you have to do when you go on a cruise. And of course, Disney, out of all the different cruise lines, they still do it the old way. It drives me crazy. Like they did it, they did it so much better during COVID, or after COVID. And they went back to the old ways. And I'm not a big fan of the way they do the muster drill, to be honest.
It's only good if you're lucky enough to be in a restaurant or a lounge.
Yes, we were in the theater, which was awesome. We had so it was great for us. But there's some people that have to stand on the outside of the deck and all this other stuff,
and they smash you together. It's ridiculous.
They do. They line. Yeah, it's not comfortable.
Anyhow,
but I say all that. We start sailing away. We get the sail away party, and Mickey's dancing, Minnie's dancing. We're all excited, and I'm getting to try out my new camera, which was really exciting for this trip. And then after that, we go to dinner, and then we go back to the room. And one thing about Alaska cruises, and when you're in Canada, is people love to whale watch.
Oh,
and so I'm sitting there, I'm sitting out there, I'm looking for any breaching of the water, any whales. And so finally I decide, and Michelle's out there with me, finally decide I really got to pee. And so I go back into because we had a veranda, I go back into our stateroom and unbuckle my belt, unbuckle the top button. And
how descriptive are you going to get?
Yeah, I know. I'm about to unzip the zipper.
No, God.
And then all of a sudden I just start hearing this woman scream, and I think it's coming from the hallway, like, because the bathroom's like right by the hall. And I'm like, what is she saying? What is this person scream? What's going on? And it's like, wah, wah, wah. I'm like, what? They're saying, well, it's Michelle. Oh, crap. And so I'm running out, and my pants are about to fall down. And like the belt's still unbuckled, the button's unbuckled, and I'm like holding on to my pants as I'm running through, and I'm busting through the door. And there is a pod of orca whales literally right underneath us, and they're jumping out of the water.
That's so cool.
Incredible thing. It was like, and this was literally hours into our cruise, and I got fantastic footage of them, and they're jumping around, and they're having she's screaming, and like the families next door are coming out, and the dude doesn't have his shirt on and stuff like that. And like it's like, oh my gosh,
no shirt, pants. Things are really dicey. Yeah.
But I got the footage of these orca whales, and man, that was super, super special. But we go on this cruise, and some of the scenery is just, it's just breathtaking. And so we get to see all these mountains and the thing is, going up to Alaska in the summer is that it is cold. It is cold. And if you're used to Caribbean cruises like I am and the girls are, it's not, I mean, you can swim. The pools are open and you can swim. That I wouldn't. It's a lot different. And I'm a warmer person. And so, a lot of people talk about Alaska cruises and like, they're like, this was the most incredible cruise I've ever been on. And I mean, you do get to see some beautiful, crazy things and stuff like that. And I did, and I got to experience some amazing things. But I also, for me, it wasn't my favorite. And that's okay. It showed how much I love like going to the islands and being in the sun and the warm weather and stuff like that, and being able to swim and go and stuff like that.
I would say I'm with you. I haven't done Alaska yet. Even though we have access to Alaska, we could probably get a really cheap cruise to Alaska. That's the only thing holding back is the cold. So everyone keeps telling us, you have to go, you have to go, you have to go.
And I think
I bet y'all would love it.
Yeah, and you should. But like everybody that had been on, this was our first time going to Alaska. They're like, "This, you're never going to want to go." I'm like, I didn't have that experience, and that's okay because it's it's all personal preference. But I'm super, super, super glad that I got to do it. We did have some. Well, the first day, it's not an actual stop on an island. It's our glacier day or glacier viewing day. And so they go down this ford. And so there's this beautiful waterfalls as you're going down, and they stop at this glacier at the end of it, and they spin the ship around in a circle. You can book an excursion where they have these little boats pick you up and they get you even closer, but we didn't do that. We stayed on the ship, and that's also the day that like Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Daisy, they come out in these special outfits, Alaskan outfits that they only wear on this day. Yeah. And so normally they're up on the top deck and you get to take a picture with them. And so, such a popular thing that they do. You don't get any autographs. They don't let them sign autographs that day and they only let like one photo per family. Like, because they're moving and grooving, trying to get through everybody. Because otherwise you'd be there for hours. But unfortunately on our glacier day, it rained all day long. And so we were under the deck. We were on deck, like where the pools are, but under the awnings and stuff. And so we didn't have like the beautiful like mountain views in the backdrop with Mickey and his like fisherman outfit, or I dressed up like Donald. I had the exact same outfit as Donald and stuff like that. But we did get our pictures with Donald and Mickey and stuff like that, which was good. Was great. It just wasn't scenic, and which is fine.
Well, you can change that on
ChatGPT. I could if I wanted to.
Get whatever background you want.
That's right. But yeah, we did that. It was drizzling when we got to the actual glacier, so we were able to stand out there. And of course, they have hot cocoa, they have blankets and stuff like that. And the service is beyond amazing with that. They're out there just handing out cookies and hot chocolate, and if you want to spike your, you can pay a little extra for a little spiked hot chocolate, which is nice.
Did you try it?
Oh yeah, yeah, of course. Yep, definitely spiked the hot chocolate. And so that was our first day, and got to see the glacier. It was really cool. It was so blue, and I'm super excited the girls got to see that kind of stuff.
That's cool.
And so that was our first, like, well, no, I take that back. We had a day at sea, and then we had our glacier day. And then we had our first get off the boat day, and that was in Skagway, Alaska. Yeah. And in Skagway, it's this little like mining town, I guess. They have like a little like downtown like strip of just like old, like kind of a Western kind of vibe.
Got it.
If you will. And so some of the things that people, of course, it's all souvenir shops and jewelry. It's all like, been taken over by, cruise ship vendors and stuff like that.
Oh, like, of course. Yeah.
And of course they have all their Alaska merchandise that's, everywhere. But there is some local places. They have like a Doughboy, like the fried dough place that everybody goes to, and
It sounds really good right
delicious.
now. Some
Yeah,
fried dough.
oh my gosh! And of course, I'm not doing carbs at the moment.
Oh
Oh,
god.
oh gosh, but it was delicious.
I need
But our
some fried dough.
excursion,
Yeah.
I need,
Yeah. Sorry.
give me some dough. I'm not talking about money. I'll take some money though.
Fried dough. Yeah.
Give me, yeah.
Extra
But
fried. Sorry.
we did the big excursion in Skagway is the train that takes you up the mountain,
Yeah.
and so we had an afternoon one, which I'm very thankful we had the afternoon one, because we had another agent that she was on. Mary Elizabeth was on Royal, and they went on a morning one, and she said hers was gorgeous, but it was so like cloudy because
Oh,
of the
okay.
morning. Yeah, and so like she didn't have the views that I had going a little bit
okay.
later, and so
is that a traveling tip right there?
that is a traveling tip, y'all. Yeah, if you can. Now these things sell out so quickly, you just kind of basically have to get what you get. But we got an afternoon one, and it's about a 3-hour train ride. It goes up the mountain and then comes right back down. You don't get off the train, but the views up on top of this mountain,
I can't imagine.
Incredible. You just think of like that blue glacier type water. You're kind of going in the mountains in the background, and you're going through tunnels and coming out to this like spectacular view, and you're on a train, and they have where you can go out on the cart and kind of stand out on the platform, like in between, like if you were to hop from cart to cart, there's like a rail thing. And so like, of course I'm trying to get as much content as I can. And so I'm planted out there. I'm the first one out there. I'm in my spot, and there's a particular shot that I was going for. And so, I had, braved the cold wind, and Chloe was out there with me. It was really special. But of course, as soon as we start getting to the more scenic, where I'm ready to record, where I've planted. So then everybody starts coming out looking at me like, okay, you've been here. I'm like, no, I've been here for this moment. You're going to have to wait because I'm not moving.
Nope.
I'm not moving. I'm sorry. You could have came and stand out here and saved your spot in the cold wind, but dang it.
I earned this.
I earned this. I have no feeling in my nose right now.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I got to see some beautiful, it was super awesome. So that was our first like on land day. For our second on land day, we went to Juneau, which is the capital of Alaska. And this one we had booked one of like the bucket list trips, like the items like of this whole trip on this day. Okay. And it was a day that I was super, super, super looking forward to. And we weren't 100% sure if we were going to be able to do this excursion. So in our mind, it was like good and bad. If it would have gotten canceled, it would have been, we didn't get to experience it, but it also is super expensive. And so we would have gotten that money back. So it would have been like, oh, shucks. Well, we got our $2,500 back for this excursion. And you're like, 25, what the heck were you doing?
What were you doing?
We took a helicopter up to a glacier. Nope. We flew in a helicopter, just the pilot and my family, up top of a glacier, where we landed on it, and we got to spend 20 minutes on this glacier walking around on what was incredible, like that blue water. But you think that water from Alaska and a glacier, that special water that people charge you like $80 a bottle for. I didn't drink it because I've always heard you're still not supposed to drink it. It's without being, I guess you could, but I've heard people still get things from drinking.
That's a hard
but
path.
It's beautiful. It took really pretty pictures of, but we got to walk around and so Michelle was in the front seat. I was in the back with the girls, holding Chloe. Chloe was like got a death grip on my arm. She did so good though. She did so good. But the helicopter was neat, man. We were whipping through the clouds and like going through like holes in the clouds and stuff like that. And it was.
Were you not thinking of Kobe Bryant at any time?
I was.
I would have been thinking that. As a matter of fact, I won't do a helicopter probably.
I know you won't, but I was thinking about that. But I didn't want to not experience, and I was like, they do this every single day,
Yeah.
and he had some external things because if it's not safe, they're going to cancel and refund everybody because if
Right.
something were to
Exactly.
happen, that's their whole business, right? Um, and I think with him, they kind of pushed because he was a celebrity. They pushed the limits a little bit,
Yeah.
or they did. They did. They shouldn't have flown that day. Um, but we got to land. We got to land and walk, and man, I'm so glad we did because that was so cool, and the girls loved it. Chloe was like, "I like the helicopter more than airplanes," and I'm like, "Yeah, that was." She's getting to do this
Yeah.
at 10 years old. I had to wait till I was 40, 42 at that time, to do it, and
Oh,
so,
yeah.
but got to do that. So we did that, and then our last on land day was in Ketchikan, the salmon capital of the world.
Oh, nice.
And in this day, I booked a excursion through a third party.
Okay.
It was a photo safari, is what I booked,
Okay.
and what they did was they had a professional photographer, which was great for me because I have a new camera. I'm trying to learn all this
Yeah.
other stuff, and she took you to different places and showed you like different spots of how she would like do photography here and
Oh,
different
that's
things.
cool.
And I had bought the girls like little digital cameras and stuff like that, and so they're taking pictures. But it's more of like a sightseeing thing too. So if you don't, Michelle didn't take a single picture. Joy didn't take a single picture. But we got to go like to the totem pole museum. We went all around town and stuff like that, and we just had a great
Oh,
time.
that's fun.
And then afterwards, we went. Joy took Lily back to the ship because she was really hungry, and we
Mhm.
went because it's the salmon capital of the world. And we saw that there was a crepe place that had crepes, like salmon crepes, and they're like, "That's the thing you
Oh,
have to get." And it was the best thing that I ate the entire trip.
you said that
Uh,
sounds so disgusting to me.
it
A crepe with
sounds
salmon in it?
yes, but it
Nope.
was so good. And I say this is the best thing I ate. And I forgot to mention this. Let me go back to Juneau real quick.
I do a follow-up about that too, by the way.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. When we were in Juneau after the helicopter tour, we went to
Yeah.
Tracy's Crab Shack, which is like right there on the dock, and it's like where you get the Alaska king crab, right?
Oh, yeah.
Um, and so the thing about that is, and that's like an excursion all in itself, especially because of the cost of this place. Like a bucket of just like some crab legs can go over like $350.
Oh my gosh.
And and so what we got was their combo, which came with one crab leg, a couple of crab cakes, and some crab bisque. And it
Ooh,
was
that
it was
sounds
a hundred it
good.
was $150 for one crab leg,
Oh my god.
a couple of crab claws. I mean, not claws. Sorry, crab cakes, and a cup of crab bisque. And me and Michelle each got our own. But I will say, it was the most delicious crab I've ever had. But
Mhm.
to kind of quote How I Met Your Mother, Barney had like the hot crazy scale with women.
Yeah.
If they're this hot, they can be this crazy. They can be a little bit more
Yeah.
crazy. And so it's kind of like that scale. It's this delicious. It can cost this much. It's kind of how
Yeah.
I thought of it. Um, but I say all that. Um, it was definitely, I'm glad we did it once. But it was so expensive. It was so expensive. But that salmon, going back to the salmon crepe, man, it was so good.
Was
Oh my
there or
gosh.
was there not Nutella in there with the salmon?
Not with the salmon. Chloe got her a Nutella only, like
Well,
the
Chloe's a
sweet.
smart girl. Chloe, if you're
Yeah.
listening, smart
Oh,
girl. Don't do salmon. Do Nutella.
but and of course on getting to experience Alaska, and then also having the magic of the Disney Wonder and all of the Broadway shows that they do, and the food, and Tiana. Oh, and Tiana's place. My daughter Lily, her middle name is Evangeline, and so when
Oh.
she Tiana came up to her um, at the restaurant, she told her,
Mhm.
"Hey, I'm named after Evangeline because she's named after that movie."
Mhm.
And later, because there's a jazz band playing, when they were playing "My Belle Evangeline," the song, Tiana came and grabbed Lily, and they danced to that song because that was her song.
That's
Out
so
of the
cool.
hundreds of kids in that room, and I got goosebumps just thinking about that and just how like that kind of stuff right there is what makes a
for
Disney
sure.
cruise so magical and so worth it. But just to be able to do the boat. Now, I will say about the one thing about Alaska cruises on the Disney cruise line is people do not play when it comes to merchandise. That Alaska exclusive merchandise, they were waiting in line. They were waiting in line as soon as the muster drill was over. And that was 3 hours before the stores opened. 3 hours, and the line was wrapped around the boat. And I was like, gosh, I don't know if there's anything in there that's worth that. Like people are going for these certain Alaska jackets and dolls and stuff like that. We got everything we wanted except for a Disney Wonder pin, like a specific cruise pin. Not even Alaska. We got Alaska pin, but we didn't get the Disney Wonder boat pin. But I got everything else that I wanted because I'm like, I'm not waiting in this line for 3 hours. So you just gotta, if there's something that's worth it to you, you just know you have to go early. And but other than that, we love the cruise. We love the cruise, but it did let us know that we like warmer cruises personally. But that was our Alaska adventure in a nutshell. You know, Alaska is absolutely beautiful. It is gorgeous. And then there's a ton of amazing, adventurous things that you can do. And so that was just a little bit of my story. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can already tell that, I'm coming to you in person from the editing room floor right now. That's right. We're doing our summer short series, right? And so we want to keep our episodes 30 minutes-ish. And the problem is these trips were just too big. These trips were too big. They needed their own episode. So this episode, we'll be finishing it up with Alaska right now. And next week, Tim will be sharing all about his amazing adventure in London and Paris. So we cannot wait to see you then. And thank you so much for tuning in today. And we'll see you next week. Bye, y'all.